Good morning, class. My name is Specialist Gentry. Today we are going to be conducting a training session on how to determine a magnetic azimuth using a lensatic compass. So our important disclosure is Foreign Disclosure 1. This training product has been reviewed by the developers in coordination with Fort Benning, G2 Fort Benning, Foreign Disclosure Officer. This training product can be used to instruct international military students from all approved countries and without restrictions. Our task is to determine the magnetic azimuth using a lensatic compass. Our conditions: you are a member of a squad or a team in a field environment and have been directed to determine a magnetic azimuth. You have a compass and a designated point on the ground. Some iterations of this task should be performed in Mach 4. Standards: you're going to inspect the compass, determine the correct magnetic azimuth to the designated point within 3 degrees using the compass to cheek method, and within 10 degrees using the center hold method. The risk assessment for this training is low. We have 3 major hazards, which are dehydration, injury, and severe weather. Dehydration: I have provided a water source for everyone, so if you do not have one, please feel free to take a water source. Injury: we have made sure the area is clear, but be sure to check your surroundings and area so you can prevent your injury. Next, we have severe weather. Since it is raining, we are conducting our training session under a closed environment. So now I will be demonstrating how to determine a magnetic azimuth using a lensatic compass to military standards. This concludes my demonstration on how to determine the magnetic azimuth using a lensatic compass to military standards. So we have 4 performance steps. The first step is to inspect your compass. The second step is going to be to ensure there are no magnetic or electrical sources nearby that will affect the compass. Third step, performance step, is determine the azimuth using the compass to cheek method. The fourth step is to determine the magnetic azimuth using the center hold method. So for step one, we have our compass. This thing that is closing it off is called your thumb loop. When you open your compass, you have your sighting lens, which is this circle right here, magnifying glass. Then we have your sighting line. There is, in the compass, it's going to be, you have your luminescence arrow, your luminescence line, and your black index line. On the other side of the compass, we have your luminescent sighting dots and your sighting line. If you extend the compass all the way, your graduated straight line is going to be right here. That will be figure one that we have. The next slide that we have is the mills. It has this black outer ring, is how you determine it in mils, which is a measurement 1/1000th of an inch. The red inner ring is going to be your measurement in degrees. If you look at our figure, it is 5,550 mils and 310 degrees. So this floating dial that you have is used to determine the direction in which you are pointing your compass. 360 degrees is the red inner line, and your outer line 6,400 mils. Marked with a tick mark every 5 degrees or 20 mil. Not every tick mark has a number, so sometimes you will have to determine what that number is to the best of your ability. Be careful to hold the compass stationary, and the arrow on the compass points to magnetic north. So step number 2 is to ensure that all metal objects and electrical sources are out of view of the compass. So it can affect your performance of your compass. However, the non-magnetic metals and alloys do not affect the compass. The following table that is on the next slide here, it is showing you a separation distances to ensure proper functioning of the compass. So say for instance, your high tension power lines is going to be 55 meters from you. Your field gun, truck, or tank, 18 meters. Telephone needs to be 10 meters away from you. Machine gun, 2 meters. Steel helmet or rifle is 5 meters. So now that brings us on to our next step 3, which is to determine the magnetic azimuth using the compass to cheek method. So this method is exclusively for sighting. It's the best technique for this purpose. And at this time, you can remove your eye pro if you cannot see the compass. So what you are going to do, extend this thumb loop. You're going to open your compass to a 90-degree angle. Make sure that it is 90 degrees. Once you do that, you're going to extend the sighting lens 45 degrees. Then you will place your thumb into the thumb loop, your third and fourth finger up under the compass for stability. Then you're going to extend out that index finger. You're then going to take your other hand, put your palm under your hand. Then you will bring, at this time, the compass up to your cheek. If you cannot see using the sighting lens, you're going to adjust the sighting lens so you can see through the magnifying glass. You find your point. Alright, found my point. Now we're going to determine this magnetic azimuth line. You're going to move to determine that azimuth. go off the current location I have, 5,600 mil and 315 degrees. Our next step is to determine the azimuth using the center full hold method. So this method offers the following advantages over the compass to cheek technique. It is faster and easier to use. It can be used under all conditions of visibility. It can be used without putting down the rifle, as long as you have the rifle strapped to your shoulder, either one. It can also be used without removing your eyeglasses. So for this method, you have your compass at a 90-degree angle. You're going to straighten out your entire compass. Then you're going to take this sighting lens and straighten it all the way up to where it's at this 90-degree angle. You'll then place your thumb back into the thumb loop. You're still using your third and fourth finger for stability on the compass. You'll still extend your index finger. However, at this time, you will take your other hand, place your thumb between the compass and the sighting lens over here. Then you'll place your index finger straight out and wrap around the rest of your fingers. You will then bring your elbows straight in, and you'll make sure that your compass is between your chin and your belt. And now you will determine the azimuth. Find your point. Once you find the point, you will rotate until you have the correct azimuth. We have 130 degrees. Please scoot it over a little bit to where it's closer to our point. We have 2200 on mil. That concludes the instructional portion. Staff Sergeant Chandler, I'm giving them 5 minutes to practice on their own. Alright, Private Doe, if you make sure that your thumb is in the thumb loop and your third and fourth finger are up under that compass, it gives her more stability. Alright, you're using the center hold method. If you bring your elbows in a little bit more, make sure that they're right here and your compass is straight out from your chin to your belt. That's where it needs to be between for accurate reading. So my retrain plan, we are having a retrain session for anybody who does not get a go in this training, which will be held for tomorrow, April 1st at 900 hours. The location will be BLC, and your uniform will still be your OCP, top and bottom, boots and socks, dog tags, ACH, your eye probe, gloves. And make sure you have a water source. If you do not have a water source, we will be providing them tomorrow as well. So I still have the compasses that I have lent out, as well as my own compass. I have all my paperwork. The PowerPoint slides are for y'all to take home. If you need further information, please let me know. And next we'll be moving into the AAR session. So what was supposed to happen, we were supposed to conduct the training on how to determine a magnetic azimuth using a lensatic compass. What did happen is we conducted the training on determining that magnetic azimuth using the lensatic compass. So what can I improve on? The location could be improved on. We did have a few traffic vehicles going through. And what can be sustained? Statement is very knowledgeable, provided information and slides to the students. Thank you. So for our risk assessment, we had 3 risk hazards being dehydration, injury, and severe weather. We made sure that we provided the water source for everyone. We also made sure that our area was clear and that no one could trip over anything. And as for severe weather, since it was raining, we had to conduct our training underneath a closed area. I am accounting for all my equipment. Alright, Staff Sergeant Chandler, I am closing out my site. We had 2 individuals who are trained and 1 individual who is untrained and will be attending our training session for tomorrow.